Hey everybody, Icy Cat here once again, and this time we have a Black Ice update. Some new information on the weapon loadouts that we talked about the other day, as well as some other new leaked images. Alright, so let's take a look. First up, we've got what appears to be a new title splash screen for Siege. You can see the Black Ice logo with the press any key prompt. So this would be something that you would see when you first sign into the game. Currently, we've got that view of like the 20 operators going off into the distance with the smoke and the mist. This looks like that might replace that once the Black Ice content is installed into the game. What we have is some kind of a camera down in the water looking up through cracked ice, and we can see our two new operators there, the silhouettes standing above. So it looks like once Black Ice is installed, this will be your starting screen for the game. Now let's take a look at some expanded info on the weapon loadouts. We did profile a little bit of this yesterday, but this is more detailed. Here we've got the C8 SFW. That stands for Special Forces Weapon. The C8 is built on the M4 M16 platform. This particular variant is more in line with the M4 in regards to its length. It has moderate damage and pretty good mobility. The ammo capacity is standard for a magazine of that size. You can see on the loadout we also have underneath it the MK1, which is the Canadian designation for the Browning high power that the military uses, and he has a choice of stun grenades or breaching charge. So now let's check out that second primary weapon. It's the Kamer's Marksman Rifle, and this is also going to have the underbarrel shotgun attachment. It would need to. His primary weapon is tied to his ability, so if he had more than one choice, they would both have to have that option. The Kamer's looks like it's built on the FN FAL platform. I had originally thought that maybe it was a G3A3, but now that I can see it in more detail, it's definitely the FN FAL. This is going to be pretty comparable to Twitch's Marksman Rifle. You're going to have the single shot, and you can see that under the rate of fire there. It'll probably have some pretty good recoil to it, and its damage is 52. Now, I mean, these damage stats are a little less than perfect for predicting how the gun is actually going to perform, but I was really underwhelmed by Twitch's Marksman Rifle. I mean, it seemed to be a 4 to 5 shot weapon depending on where you were landing hits on the body. I would think a 3 to 4 shot weapon would be better. You don't want to have it as high as Glaz. I mean, Glaz is a 2-shot kill. Anywhere on the body is a 2-shot kill. But if you're going to have a Marksman Rifle, which is, you know, just the slower rate of fire, higher damage, you should have something that can hold its own a little bit better. If you're pumping 4 or 5 rounds into somebody, then you almost might as well just be using an assault rifle on single shot to get the same kind of effect. Now we have an in-game screenshot that was leaked for the C8. You can see here it's in a reloading animation. It's tipped off to the side here. The screen is black and white. Leads me to believe that this was screen captured off of perhaps a kill cam. You can see in the background that this is in the house map. Unfortunately, we're not getting a sneak peek of the boat. This is the foyer area in the house. You can see the stairs there, the wooden planks for the floor. Just over behind the scope, you can also see the wooden legs of the table that sits next to the bookshelf. Now let's take a look at Frost's loadout. We talked about this the other day, but this is the Benelli Super 90 shotgun, pretty standard setup there. She also has the same MK1 handgun, and her choice is going to be the Nitrocell or the deployable shield. The deployable shield is really interesting because she could put that in a door or a narrow hallway and then place her trap on the other side of it, forcing an attacker to vault the shield and land in the trap. And that could be pretty cool. I did theorize that it might be interesting to see if you can put her trap inside of barbed wire to kind of disguise its presence. If you can do that, she will not carry her own barbed wire, so if that's something you want to try, you'll have to depend on somebody else's barbed wire for that placement, if that does work. Her second weapon is the 9mm C1. This is essentially the Sterling submachine gun that was built in the 50s to replace the Sten submachine gun from World War II. It has the side-mounted magazine. I did take a look at the JTF2 for what they use for submachine guns. It looks like they use the P90 and the MP5A3 models mostly, whereas the Canadian Army, the General Army, does have access to the C1. But I think they decided to go with the C1 for JTF2 simply because we already have a couple of operators with MP5s and we have a couple of operators with P90s, and they didn't want to be redundant with the selection. Our final image here is really interesting. This is in-game. You can see we're in the house map once again. Looks like in the living room behind the overturned couch. And we've got the MK1 with the Tier 5 weapon skin. So this is a gold-plated skin. We have the pearl handle grip, engraving on the side of the slide and body. You'll also notice the weapon attachments here. We've got the laser sight on the trigger guard. And check out the silencer. This is a unique silencer. It's different than the other silencers in the game. I mean, there are some different ones already. You'll have the smoothbore cylinder silencers on some guns, and most of the pistols have sort of that squared off asymmetrical silencer, although the Spetsnaz operators seem to have the cylindrical silencers on their pistols. But this one is different from those. It's not smooth. It has those dimples on the rear attachment there, and it has that little twist knob for rapid threading. Now, I'm not going to get excited enough to think that perhaps this is a removable silencer, you know, that you can swap it on and off during game, but I do believe that's what that back grip ring is for, is to be able to take it on and off quickly. It just might be part of the design in a fixed silencer like all the other ones. But just a neat little bit of attention to detail that this is going to be a unique silencer. So there you go. Now, I'm going to keep on top of all the latest information for the Black Ice DLC up until it comes out. And even after it comes out, we'll be doing the operator profiles, we'll be doing map walkthroughs, gameplay examples, all of that stuff. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest for Black Ice, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.